Okay, but in a nutshell, what we've been asked is if we can help a company manage another software development company, which obviously we'd like to do the work ourselves, but they've just decided to go with another company. So what we're looking at doing is, what does that entail? What's our responsibilities? How can we help these companies like that? And so we're going to share some of our experiences that we've done. For example, got a company we're working with right now that we bid on the work. We bid against another company. We lost the bid because they're actually using a bunch of Russians at $35 an hour. So we can't compete with that. And so it was unfortunate we lost the work. Well, then they come back to us and asked if we could still oversee the project. And I think it's twofold. What they're looking for is, one, make sure the project's staying on track and they don't actually have a CTO, CIO person role in their company. But also I think what they want is the peace of mind that if things do start going south, we can pick up the ball and run with it even quicker than if we weren't involved. Which is something we can do. And we manage our own team. We've worked with other software companies, or other companies that have internal software teams, and we partner with them and work on projects with them. And everything from the medical industry to the banking industry, just in the last 6 months. So that's not a problem at all. What do you think specifically they're looking for?
I think just some of the specific, areas that we've done the consulting in. So things like, have we done source code reviews? Have we done, maybe design specification reviews, architecture reviews? Just overall general plan reviews and stuff to know that the other company, at least, like you mentioned, peace of mind that all those items have been checked, and at least they're going down the right path altogether versus, they assume that they're doing the right thing, but maybe there's a better way to do it. I think they're looking long term to get just the best product available, and if that means having a couple groups consult on it, then that's beneficial.
Right. Well, at the same time too, I think if they do the wireframes and they're doing more of a waterfall approach, they might say they're doing Angular, but they're designing the whole thing from soup to nuts. And if we can come in and find any shortcomings immediately, or other ways of doing things, or there's third-party integration things that can be utilized to save a ton of coding, based on our experience, is helpful. And on the flip side, as you and I both know, from a conference we went to last year, it still scares the hell out of me, is the making sure they're not using open source that's not legal. This is something that I'm going to shoot a video topic on its own, because these companies are out there just plugging in code from here, code from there, using all this stuff, and there's license agreements, and they all have different kinds of license agreements, and they're not black and white. I don't care what anyone says. Even if it is GPL2 or whatever it is, then there's some little caveat or something in it. They got to be super careful.
Yeah, the text is written in black and white, but it's 30 pages long.
Yeah, exactly. And it's whether or not it's for profit, internal use, you got to give credit for the people who wrote the code. One of them very explicitly says anything you write using their code, you got to make public what you've customized to the rest of the world. Imagine if you were a company, you found out all of a sudden that the project you had developed is now open to the world because of some source code piece used. And there are companies, and this is, of course, these are lawyers that are scaring us, but there are companies out there that are just hunting for this kind of stuff, because these are open shut cases right now, and can't stress enough. So that's one of the responsibilities I think that they're looking to us for, is to the best of our ability. There are no guarantees, of course, because even as lawyers, the firm they use to do some of the stuff, they say there's no such thing as every line of code being perfect.
Right.
But there's some obvious ones you can find, and some things you got to watch out for. So the wireframes are good. The flow chart, design specs, stuff like that looks pretty solid. Let's just say they provide a nice timeline. I think what we provide is whether or not it's realistic.
Right.
I think too often any supplier, and whether it's software or construction, is they like to please the customer. They like to say, oh yeah, we'll get it done in 90 days, and their heart's in the right place. I mean, we all want to be there. We all want to get it done for the client as quick as we can. But you need some reality checks on there too. And or they're done as it's done, but now we got to test it.
Yeah.
And that's 6 weeks. So, our version, our definition of done is obviously a lot different than some others. So.
Well, I think something else we can offer up with this too is depending on how the company comes back with the plan, is they had, I think, a show scheduled in October, a trade show,
Mm-hmm.
and they wanted to have the software done live and somebody actually utilizing it by that point, which what I found out is that the company hasn't even got to the financial part of paying us so the company even start yet. So they're already a month behind where they were originally planning on being when they selected a vendor. So I think if this company comes back and says, yeah, we can have it done by October and everything good to go, I mean, the scale of the project, it's sure nothing's impossible, but at the same time, what's realistic? And I think them looking at, okay, maybe a prototype situation might be best for the show. That's some pretty front-end screens that, looks functional. They can walk somebody through in a few minutes if somebody's interested in it. And that's at least a lead-in and something that's tangible for them to do versus, hey, here's the whole system. You can sign me up right now and you can start using it